What's up everyone, welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over 15 different steps to take after launching a new website. You can also go through this checklist with an existing website if you just want to make sure that you have everything set up properly. So I'm going to be going through these steps today with the new website I just purchased, floorjackcenter.com. So I want to make sure I have everything set up on this website. So I'm going to come back over here, and the first thing I want to go through are all of the 15 steps. So the first thing I do is I create an email for every single website that I own. So I want to make sure that I have a central email account for each website so that when I sign up for accounts, I can always go back and find some of these old emails. The next thing I do is install Google Tag Manager, install Google Analytics, set up Google Search Console, make sure I create a sitemap, make sure I have an SSL certificate enabled on my website. I enable Cloudflare or another content delivery network. I will create social media profiles and an email list for my website. Make sure I have a logo and a theme design finalized. You can always change these things later, but just making sure you have the initial logo, the initial theme that you want to be using, a website navigation and design, and then next is going to be some of these initial pages. So creating a privacy, a contact, about, and disclaimer page, setting up automatic backup so I don't lose the work that I've done on my website, creating an on-site SEO strategy, doing keyword research for my website, and then creating a content strategy for my website. Now, the one major thing is these last three. I'm not going to go into too much detail for these three in this specific video, but I am going to create a video for each one of these different steps here so that you can learn how to do these things for your own website, because I think they're really important parts of creating and growing a website. Is going to be your on-site SEO strategy, your keyword research, and your content creation and content marketing strategy. So we're going to get into this, and we're going to come over here first to creating an email for my website. Okay, so I went through the process of just creating a Gmail account, and what I'll generally do is if it's an email that I'm going to be using just for receiving emails, then what I'm going to do is just use something like this, floorjackscorey@gmail.com. Unfortunately, floorjackcenter@gmail.com was not available, so I had to go with floorjackscorey. Not the end of the world. I'm just going to be receiving emails with this email address. Now, if it's going to be something we're going to be sending a lot of emails with a specific email address, then I'll use something like this, corey@surfsideppc.com. So something with my domain name attached at the end of it. If you want to learn how to do that, I do have a video on my YouTube channel, how to set up a custom email for my domain name using Gmail and using G Suite. It is going to cost you about $5 a month, but it's worth it to make sure you have a professional email for your website or for your business. Now, the reason why I do this is because I like to have an email where I'm getting everything into one account so I can always access anything I need to later. So that's going to be step one, is just creating an email account for your website. I know it has nothing to do really with your website, but in terms of getting everything in one central location, this is really where I get started. And I use Gmail because it allows me to move on to some of these other steps here, installing Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console with the Gmail account that I just created. So next we're going to get into number 2, installing Google Tag Manager. So the next thing I want to do is create a Google Tag Manager account for my website, and I want to install Google Tag Manager on my website. So Tag Manager makes it really easy to keep track of all the different tags you're going to add to your website. So whether it's the Facebook pixel, Google Analytics, all of these different things can be managed through Google Tag Manager. So I'm going to create an account. Okay, so the account name will just be floorjackcenter. Container setup will be the domain name here, and it's going to be for web, for use on desktop and mobile web pages. So we're going to click on create. We're going to accept the terms of service agreement and click on yes. And it's that simple to create a Google Tag Manager account. And now what I want to do is make sure I install Google Tag Manager on my WordPress website. Again, this is another thing I have a video on my channel about how to do, but I'll do it really quickly through my website. Okay, so in WordPress, I like to use this plugin here, head, footer, and post injections. If you just go to keyword here and you just do header, footer, post injections, you're going to see it right here. So it's just going to be an H&F, over 200,000 active installations. So you know it's a good plugin, especially with these high ratings. So I'm going to install this one now. Okay, so I installed and activated this plugin. You're going to see head, footer, and post injections. It allows us to put code in our header section and after our body tag. So it's perfect for installing Google Tag Manager. The way to install Google Tag Manager is you have to paste 2 different codes on your website. So the first one goes as high as possible after the opening header tag, and the second one goes immediately after the opening body tag. So if we look at the code for our website real quick, what you're going to see is the opening header tag here. So we want to put one piece of code right here. And then as we scroll down, you're going to see the opening body tag right here. So we want to put the next piece of code right here. Rather than putting it directly into our theme, we want to use a plugin because then we know it's always there even if we change our theme or we update our theme. So we're going to come over here to head page section injection, and we're going to come over and we're going to copy this code right here. Okay, so we copied it. We're going to come over and we're just going to paste it right here on every page. And now you're going to see after the body tag. So this is going to be immediately after the opening body tag. So we're going to come over here and we're going to take this next piece of code and we're going to copy it. We're going to come back over here and we're going to paste it after the body tag for desktop and for mobile. Okay, so it's really that simple. Now we can click on save, and now we have Google Tag Manager installed. So a couple of these steps really quick to do. So we created our email, we installed Google Tag Manager. The next thing we want to do is install Google Analytics and set up Google Search Console. So if you want to set up Tag Manager on your website, all you need to do is go to tagmanager.google.com with your Google account, create an account just like I did, and add those pieces of code directly to your website. Now, the next thing we want to do is we're going to come over to analytics.google.com. We want to install Google Analytics on our website. So I actually already have Google Analytics installed on this website, but what I want to do is install my own version of it and then just remove the old version. I'll have access to all the old data, but I'm going to have a brand new installation here. So we're going to come here to set up for free. We named our account Floorjack Center. If we scroll down here, usually I'll just keep all of these checked. So I'm going to keep scrolling down. You can uncheck these if you want to. I'm going to click on next. It's going to say, what do you want to measure? So we're going to do web. So we're just going to choose this here. We want to scroll down and click on next. You can change it to apps or apps and web if that's what works best for your website, and if you have a mobile app that goes along with your website. So we're going to click on next here, and it's going to be website name, website URL, industry category, and then the reporting time zone. Okay, so we have our website name, we have our website URL, https, floorjackcenter.com, automotive, and it's going to be United States, and we're going to choose the New York time zone, and we're going to click on create. So we're just going to accept the terms of service agreement for Google Analytics here. So scroll down, check both of these boxes, and click on I accept. We have our analytics property created. So what we want to do is we're going to come over to Google Tag Manager, and we're going to click on add a new tag, and we're going to set up universal analytics using Google Tag Manager. So we're going to name this tag, and what I'm going to name it is just Google Analytics. Okay, next is going to be tag configuration. So we're going to click here, and what we're going to do is choose Google Analytics, Universal Analytics. Track type will simply be page view. Google Analytics settings. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new variable here. So we're going to name it Google Analytics Tracking ID. Variable type will be Google Analytics settings. And what we want to do is take our tracking ID here, and all we need to do is come back over to our account, and you're going to see tracking ID. We're going to take the entire thing. We're going to copy it, come over to Google Tag Manager, and we're going to paste it right here and click on save. Okay, so you'll see we have our tag type set up, our Google Analytics settings. All you need to do is enter that tracking ID as a new variable here, and we're going to keep scrolling down. We don't need to change anything else here. And on trigger, what we're going to do is click here, and we're just going to trigger it on all pages. So this is going to track every time someone goes to any page on our website. We're going to have analytics installed on that page, so it tracks every single page view that is happening on our website. We can always set up custom variables and custom conversions later, but this is all we need to do to make sure we have analytics installed on our website. So we'll click on save, and all we need to do is submit this here. So submit our changes, and we'll just do added, and we'll just copy and paste this right here. So we added Google Analytics, we'll publish it. So now we have Tag Manager installed on our website, and we have a Google Analytics property set up, and we also have it installed using Google Tag Manager. So this is why you use Google Tag Manager. It makes it easy to install any tracking codes you want to on your website without making any changes directly to your website. You just do it directly through your Tag Manager account. Okay, so coming back over here, we've done the first three. The next is going to be setting up Google Search Console. So we're going to come back over. Okay, so what you want to do is go to this page here, google.com/webmasters, and we want to click on this Search Console right here, and that's going to open up a page that looks like this. So it's going to say, welcome to the new Google Search Console, and we're going to click on start. Okay, so I signed in. So it initially signed into my other account, so it opened up my Farmhouse Goals Search Console. So what I want to do is come over here to this right here. It's going to say search property, and it's going to say not verified. I haven't verified my ownership to this account yet. What I want to do is add a new property. So we're going to click here on add property, and we're going to enter our domain name here. Click on continue, and now it's verifying our property, and you're going to see verify ownership via DNS record. Okay, so what it's saying is verify domain ownership via DNS record for floorjackcenter.com. So you're going to see instructions for any DNS provider. If you want to change this down here at the bottom, you can. I'm just going to do it for any DNS provider. What you want to do is sign into your hosting account or where you purchase your domain name. So it might be GoDaddy.com, Namecheap.com, For me, I have my hosting and my domain name provided through bluehost.com. So I'm here in bluehost.com and I have my domain open, floorjackcenter.com, and I opened up the DNS editor, the DNS zone editor. So all I need to do is come in here, scroll down, come back over, and I'm going to copy and paste this TXT record right here. So we're going to copy it. So I'm going to come to my DNS zone editor here through Bluehost. You see my domain name for floorjackcenter.com, and it's just going to be the @ symbol here. The type, we're going to come down here to TXT, and then we're going to copy and paste our Google site verification right here and click on add record. Okay, so it successfully added that record. We can scroll down here a little bit and you're going to see right here, Google site verification. So this allows us to verify our website with Google, and what we can do is click on verify here and see if they've actually gotten all this information, and if we're able to verify our domain ownership with this new DNS TXT record that we added for our domain name. So we'll click on verify. Okay, now we have everything verified, so you can see welcome to your new domain property. We can click on start, and now I can start to see my search engine traffic through Google using the Google Search Console. So I'd highly recommend getting this set up, and you can see here it looks like the traffic has dropped off recently, so that's something I'm going to have to work on to get back up, but not something I'm really worried about. So you absolutely want to make sure that you have the Google Search Console installed for your website, because there's just so much valuable data here. Let's come back over to our list here, and we can see number 5 is going to be to create a sitemap. So you want to create a sitemap and submit it to your Google Search Console account. It helps Google crawl your pages more efficiently, especially as you create new pages on your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and you want to come into index and sitemaps. And you can see we already have our sitemap submitted here. So all you need to do to have a sitemap on a WordPress website is install the Yoast SEO plugin. And you can see under Yoast SEO here, completely free. So we're in the general tab right here, and we clicked on features. And if you come down here to XML sitemaps, you're going to see, as long as you have it on right here, you can click on see the XML sitemap. It looks just like this, so it's automatically created by Yoast, and you can see it's just sitemap index.xml. If we come over here, you can see this is exactly where our XML sitemap is. If you're not using WordPress, or if you want to use a different way to create your sitemap, what you can do is just come to xmlsitemaps.com. There's a hyphen in between XML and sitemaps, and there's a free and simple XML sitemap that you can use. Otherwise, you can use the Pro sitemap. So the free one will crawl up to 500 pages. So it'll create a sitemap for up to 500 pages. So you want to create a sitemap. It's just going to help as you're creating new content. Google is going to be able to discover it easier, and any changes that you make to your website are going to be crawled more efficiently, and those changes will take place quicker in the Google search results. So that's going to be number 5 here. Next is going to be number 6. So number 6 is going to be to make sure you enable an SSL certificate for your domain name. So a lot of domain names provide these for free now. I know through my hosting account through Bluehost, it's a completely free SSL certificate. You can also have paid ones here, but what you want to do is you want to open up your website. And if we open up our website here, you want to make sure that you have this little lock up here in the top corner. So you're going to see connection is secure, certificate is valid. And you can see right here, this certificate is valid by Let's Encrypt Authority X3. So there's a lot of different ways to get SSL certificates. They're either completely free, depending on the hosting that you use, or otherwise you might have paid just a small amount to keep your website secure. So I'd highly recommend doing this. It's going to help with your rankings, and it's just a good best practice to make sure that your website and your connection is completely secure when people are visiting your website. Now, if I come over here and open up my Bluehost hosting account and just come right into cPanel, what you can see is under upgrades, there's SSL right here. So if I open this page, you can see I can put this WordPress free SSL for my domain name, floorjackcenter.com as well. Completely free. They also have ones that are paid here. So Komodo Positive SSL at $4 and $17 per month. So you can usually get a free SSL certificate, and you can see will be automatically issued and installed on your server in a matter of minutes. So I highly recommend doing this, and that's going to be number 6. Okay, so number 7 here is going to be to enable Cloudflare or another content delivery network. So Cloudflare has completely free plans. So if we come over here, I'm going to open up cloudflare.com, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here to log in. So I logged into my account. You can see I have 2 different websites already added here, beachfrontdecor.com and farmhousegoals.com, completely free. So they have a free plan. They also have pro plans. If you want to use the pro plan, you can always upgrade later. But what I'm going to do here is click on add a site, and I want to add my website to Cloudflare. Okay, so we're going to enter our website here and just click on add site. And now you can see select a plan: free, pro, business, and enterprise. So I'm going to click on free here and click on confirm plan. So what it's going to do is it's going to detect the DNS records for my website. And what Cloudflare does is it protects the traffic for your website to make sure that nobody is doing a distributed denial of service attack on your website. So kind of rare to happen for most websites, but in the case that it does happen, it'll make sure that too many of the same IP addresses are not hitting your website over and over again. So it will protect you from that. And Cloudflare also delivers your website content on some of their local servers. So if someone across the country or across the world is trying to access your website, Cloudflare can help deliver it faster. So you're going to see here, review your DNS records, and anything that has this cloud icon right here. So traffic to this host name will go through Cloudflare. So it's going to take all of these DNS records, and this is really the main one right here, so floorjackcenter.com. So we want to make sure that anytime someone is visiting our website, they're going to go through Cloudflare. It's going to help speed up our website. So I'm just going to come down here to the bottom and just click on continue. I'm just going to keep this as is. Now the next thing is going to be to change your name servers for your domain name. So you're going to see here, my current name servers are ns1.bluehost.com and ns2.bluehost.com. So I want to replace these name servers with Cloudflare's name servers to dawn and major.ns.cloudflare.com. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm back in my Bluehost account now, and you can see I'm in the domains tab. So under domains and domain lists, you can find this regardless of where you have your website registered. So if you're using GoDaddy or another popular provider, you can find it there as well. But you're going to see, I'm going to scroll down here. You're going to see I have my domain checked, floorjackcenter.com. And you can see my current name servers are ns1.bluehost.com and ns2.bluehost.com. So what I want to do is come over to Cloudflare and make sure I enable the right name servers here. So it's going to be Dawn and Major. So we're going to take this one, we're going to copy it and change it right here. The next one is going to be major.ns.cloudflare.com, and all we need to do is click on Save Name Server Settings. And now you can see we successfully updated our name server information. So it's really that simple to enable Cloudflare. If you want to learn a little bit more about how Cloudflare works and their content delivery network, I highly recommend just checking out their website. If you scroll down here, you can see what we do, overview, features, and exactly how Cloudflare works. But what I would say is it's going to help speed up your website, and it helps secure your website as well. And you can also get an SSL certificate through Cloudflare.com. So that's another option that you have, completely free. So I highly recommend setting up Cloudflare, and that's going to be number 7. Okay, so 8 through 15, I'm going to go through a little bit quicker, but with number 8, it's going to be create your social media profiles and an email list for your business. So what you want to do is I'm going to come over here and open up social media and an email list. So I would recommend getting started with MailChimp if you want to create an email list, and you can see they have a free plan here, so you can get started with the free plan, and it helps you have up to 2,000 contacts. So until you start growing your list, you can start with a completely free plan through MailChimp. It's very easy to use, a lot of tutorials on MailChimp. I actually have one on my channel that you can find as well. Now, the main thing I always set up is a Facebook page. I think it's important to have a Facebook page because you can always share your content there. You can have a lot of information about your website. So I created a Facebook page. Unfortunately, Floorjack Center wasn't available, so I just did floorjackcenter.com. So hopefully people can find my website that way. I still need to set up this page, and I still need to write a post and add my cover photo, add my URL, and all those different things. But I would highly recommend setting up a Facebook page. And then depending on your business type, you might want to set up a Pinterest page. So just go to pinterest.com, and you can create a Pinterest business account. So that's going to allow you to share your content to Pinterest and drive additional traffic back to your website. And then the same thing with Twitter here. I would highly recommend setting up Twitter, especially if you have a news website. Now for this specific website, I'm really just going to focus on Facebook, and I think I'm going to start building an email list as well. So those are the two things that I'm really going to focus on. You don't need to create social media profiles everywhere. You don't need to have a TikTok account and a YouTube channel and an Instagram account and all these different things if you're not going to stay active with it, and if it's not going to help grow your company and grow your website. So what I would do is just make sure you're using social media to reach the people that are going to be interested in the content that you're creating. So for some types of content, you might want to create all those different profiles on all those different channels and try to stay active with all of them. However, with this one, it's really just going to be based on the content that I'm creating about floorjacks. And honestly, people aren't going on Twitter and they aren't going on Instagram to learn really too much about those types of things. So it might be helpful with Facebook as people are looking for some information about that. And it might be helpful using an email list as well. But really, I'm just going to be focusing on trying to drive search engine traffic. That's going to be my main goal for this website. So that's going to be number 8. Create social media profiles, create an email list, things that you're going to stay active with, things where you can share your content and ultimately grow your audience. Now, number 9 and 10 is going to be your logo and your theme design, and then your website navigation and also the design of your website. So all of those different things are really important for how people are going to access your website and how they're going to review your content and see everything that's important on your website as well. So if you come over here, I'm going to open my website, floorjackcenter.com, and you can see I have my homepage here. You can see sign up to our newsletter. You can see there's tips, there's buying guides, there's reviews, there's blog. I'm going to change this around a little bit. So if I just click on the blog over here, you're going to see it's going to have some of the recent blog posts here. Over here, you're going to see home, tips, buying guides, reviews, and blog. So what I'm going to end up changing tips to is shop, and I'm going to move blog over here, and then I'm going to have home, shop, blog, buying guides, and reviews. So then I can organize all of my content and make sure it's really easy for people to find it. Now, as far as a logo design, this logo came with the website when I purchased it. I already like this logo, so I'm not going to change it at all. If you want to find a logo, I'd highly recommend checking out Fiverr.com. So if I open up Fiverr.com here, you can see these are all different people and providers who are going to create logos, and you can use any of them to create a logo for your business. And you can see some of the prices starting at $5, starting at $5. So this one here is starting at $100, but this one starting at $15. So you can get a logo as low as $5 and then go up to $100 or more, depending on how much you need from your logo and the different types of logos that you want people to create for you. So I would highly recommend just checking out Fiverr.com because you can find a logo for really cheap unless you want to design a logo yourself. So if we come back over here, you're going to see logo and theme design, website navigation and design. So I kind of went over my website navigation. Now, as far as design, what you want to do is just make sure that people are able to access all of your content in a really easy way. So for me, the blog is going to be where every single article is posted. So if someone goes to blog, they're going to see every single article on my website. Reviews is just going to show individual product reviews. So as I'm reviewing different floor jacks, this is where I'm going to have all of my reviews. Tips is going to turn into shop so people can easily shop some of these different floor jacks. It's really just going to be an Amazon affiliate marketing website. I'll show you how to do that if you're interested in creating an Amazon affiliate marketing website yourself. And then buying guides, you can kind of see it here. So floor jacks, jack stands, brake bleeders. So some of these different buying guides, these already came with the blog that I purchased. So what I want to do is just make sure I keep all of my buying guides updated, make sure I keep all of my reviews updated, post more reviews, and then post more buying guides as well to continue to drive more of that search engine traffic back to my website. So coming back over here, that's going to go into my website navigation, my website design. I might end up changing my theme. I'm probably going to use the theme that I use on some of my other websites, but I haven't done that yet. Now, creating an on-site SEO strategy, doing keyword research, and creating a content strategy. Again, those will be their own separate videos. So I'm not going to go into too much detail for those, but ultimately what you want to do is you want to have an idea of the types of content that you're going to create. And I just went over it briefly. So the reviews, the shop, my blog with all of my different articles, and then buying guides, just ultimately trying to create content that's going to solve problems that people are having. So when someone looks at what is the best floor jack I can purchase, what's the best 3-ton floor jack, all of these different things that people are constantly searching, and you can find some of those different ideas by doing keyword research for your website. Now, your on-site SEO strategy is really just going to be similar to what I just went through. So what types of content are you going to be creating? How are you going to organize all of that content? And then all these different things just in terms of the title tags on your website, the different titles that you have for your articles, and all of the content on each individual article. Again, those will be their own videos, so I'll go into all of that with more detail. But you want to make sure that you have all of this settled before you really start working on your website extensively, because the more organized you can be at the beginning, the better the results you're going to see over time. Now, the last two that I want to go through are going to be creating your privacy, contact, about, and disclaimer pages. So pretty simple process. Your privacy, you can find privacy policy generators online. Your contact page, so with WordPress, you can use a plugin like Contact Form 7. You just want to make sure that people can easily reach you if they want to contact you. Your about page can just go over about your business, about you, basically anything people need to know about who is running this website. And then a disclaimer page. So this is really useful if you are doing affiliate marketing. So if I come over here and I scroll all the way to the bottom of my page, you can see down here at the bottom, privacy policy, disclaimer, and contact. So you really want to have these pages on your website. I need to add the about page for this website, but if I just click on disclaimer, you can see here, so Floorjack Center is never directly compensated to provide opinion on products, services, websites, and other topics. There's an Amazon affiliate disclaimer. So just making sure that people understand that when they do click on links on your website, they might end up going to an affiliate link where I will receive a commission if they do purchase something from that website. You can also see contact here. So if you have any questions regarding this policy or your dealings with this website, please contact us here. So I'm going to have to update some of these different emails and some of this contact information on this website. Now, the last thing I need to do is add an about page, but these 4 pages are really a good place to start, especially as you're creating your website, because you want people to be able to contact you. Your privacy policy is really just to protect you. Your disclaimer is really just to protect you. And then your about page is just so people can learn a little bit more about who's running this website, who owns this website, and where your expertise comes from. So if we come back over here, the last thing is setting up automatic backups. So to do this with WordPress, I kind of do this manually myself. So what you can do is just go into your hosting account, download your database, and download your website files. Now, this can take a little bit of time, especially if you're doing this too often. This is something I try to do at least weekly. So you can do weekly or monthly backups. Otherwise, setting up an automatic backup, one of the best plugins to do this with WordPress is Updraft Plus. So Updraft Plus is a freemium backup plugin. They have free plans and they have paid plans. And what they allow you to do is back up your website, and you can even back it up to right into a Google Drive account. You can back it up so it emails directly to you. And it's free to download. If we come down here, you can see there's over 2 million active installations, and the ratings are really good for this plugin. So you can back it up directly to Dropbox, Google Drive, Amazon S3. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. And ultimately, with backing up your website, you just want to make sure that you're not losing the work that you already have done. In case your website does get hacked, or if you have any issues with your website, you can always restore an old version. So these are the 15 steps I really take after launching a new website. I try to go over some of these early steps in a little bit more detail. Google Tag Manager helps you organize all of your tags. Google Analytics allows you to see your website data and see how much traffic you're getting, where your traffic is coming from. And then you can even measure your conversions and different things like that. Everything that's happening on your website you can see with Google Analytics. Google Search Console is great for getting more Google search engine traffic and understanding the keywords and pages that are driving search engine traffic to your website. Creating a sitemap, enabling an SSL certificate, enabling Cloudflare or a content delivery network. So those are just some things to help you drive additional traffic, help speed up your website a little bit, and help make your website more secure. Creating social media profiles and an email list. So as you start to build the audience for your website, you want to make sure you have your social media profiles created, because the websites that are really successful with social media, with email marketing, they build an audience and they keep that audience captivated with their content. So you want to make sure you're creating profiles on the channels that are going to help you grow your audience and grow the traffic back to your website. Now, you don't need to focus too much on social media if it's just going to be something like this website that I'm running here, where my goal with floorjackcenter.com is going to be to drive search engine traffic. So I'm not going to focus a ton on things like Pinterest, on things like Twitter, because I'm not really covering news. I'm not doing a lot of things that are going to be really visual or crafty or DIY projects. It's really going to be more about just trying to promote the best possible products to people who are looking for floor jacks and different things like that. So it really depends on your website. With the website like beachfrontdecor.com, I'm really heavy on Pinterest. So you really want to focus on social media profiles that are going to help drive additional traffic back to your website. So, and the same thing with an email list. You need to be active with your email list, your email newsletter, and your social media channels to help continue grow those platforms. Logo and theme design, your website navigation and design. These are things where you should have a plan in mind for how you plan to organize all of your content, how you want it to look on your website. You want to make sure that your website is mobile friendly. You want to make sure people can easily access your website regardless of the device that they're using. And then just using a good logo and a good theme design just to make sure your website looks really professional. It just helps grow your website over time if you make it really professional in the very beginning. And then you can always change your theme later. You can always improve your website navigation. You can always improve your design. It's something where you kind of want to have a framework in mind for the design of your website so that people can easily use it, and you organize your content and everything that is on your website in a way that helps people use your website and helps drive additional traffic to your website. Creating your privacy, your contact, your about, and disclaimer pages are just some initial pages you want to create just to make sure that people can easily contact you and learn more about your website. And then just see some of your disclaimers, your privacy policy is just helpful really to protect you as well. Setting up automatic backups, you don't want to lose the work that you've already done on your website. And then these last three here is really just about creating a search engine optimization strategy. It's so important for new websites and for established websites to really drive as much search engine traffic as possible because people are constantly searching keywords in Google and in other search engines, and you want to be there to solve their problems. You want to make sure that when someone is searching for keywords that are related to your business, you have your website there. It's the same thing with my YouTube videos. I want to make sure when people are looking for specific information that I have videos there. Now, it can be really difficult to carry out a really extensive search engine optimization strategy, but what you want to do is just make sure you get started with the framework that you want to use, the keywords that you want to target, and then just continue to grow your content over time, improve your content over time. And it might take a year or two, but once you start driving more and more of that search engine traffic, it's going to help you grow your revenue and grow your business. So these are 15 steps that I take after launching a new website. There's some steps you might want to look at if you have an established website. If you have any questions about them, please leave them in the comment section. I'll have some more content related to this list here so that you can continue to improve your website and improve your business. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.